Vedrana, welcome to the Brain Film Fest. Thank you so much for your time today. A very powerful film. Thank you for allowing us to show it. I was struck.
Thank you for inviting me. We are really meeting me, but we are both very, very happy to be with you, with our film. And thank you for recognition.
Yes, it was a very powerful film and slow burning almost. The beginning starts off very slow and you get, very trapped in with this harrowing stories of these women. One of the things that struck me was, here I was watching this. I'm not a victim of rape in a war zone. Even I could completely relate. Do you feel that has this been your experience showing this film with other audiences?
Yes, mostly because of the topic of this film, and the name bigger than trauma. When you have trauma in your name, you kind of with that you kind of invite people who are interested in this part of human living. I'm not talking about the war. I'm talking about emotions. I'm talking about the soul and what we feel, what trauma actually is. And if we speak about the trauma, this is in a film, protagonist, in my opinion, my personal opinion, went through the most horrible trauma. Me as a woman, I cannot imagine more terrible one. I cannot imagine something worse. But all of us, I mean, life has many traumas. All of us have this experience in hard times. And many times we don't get any help and we don't know how to deal with these kind of feelings. So I believe that we made with this film, Mirta and me both, we were show the people that is possible to get out of the trauma. And if you can get out of this, imagine how much we can do with ourselves.
Speaking of the women of the film, it's almost like a script of cast of characters that have different personalities. That it was such an eclectic, and you have the one who's more funny, light one, the one who's more the rocker woman who is not going to let her guard down. I'm assuming you didn't do a casting, but how was the process of getting this film together and getting in touch with this group?
Thank you for this question. Really, I also get a lot of comments like this, like we did some kind of cast, like it's you know, like it's not a documentary. But actually, we didn't. Of course, we didn't. Everything what you see is real truth, and it is so real that that sometimes maybe it's too much real. Um, so we started to film this group of women, and first script that we made was actually about 6 women, all 6, which was in this group 3 who passed this program. I'm much more than my trauma. And during the filming, because we spent with them 2 years in the program and 1 year additional in their private life. So we filmed for 3 years. And during this period, somehow these 3 and supporting 4 protagonists just stood up in a way that, yes, what you said, they are all really different. That was so interesting for us also. They have a different approach to trauma and different way how to deal with the trauma. So that was a good thing to represent the program itself, and they just popped out in a way, and it was so natural that these women are like the protagonists who are taking the whole story with them, so we didn't like it all happened naturally.
Is so powerful. It's a good reminder too of how much we need each other, I think.
Absolutely. We usually say that group is another character, is another protagonist in our film. So yes, I completely agree with what you said. The group is very important. And after the COVID experience, many audience actually notice, many people who watch notice this touch and this togetherness and how important it is.
I think one of the things that the film is powerful is seeing the effect of this program, not just the women's stories in there, but being like, wow, this really can make a difference. Tell me a bit about the people behind this work and what happened.
Um, Actually, from many NGOs that deals with raped women in Croatia, I have to point out that this war was 30 years ago, actually, almost 30 years ago, and um, society didn't deal with this trauma like it never does. Let's be frank. I believe it's not different anywhere in the world. And what is going on in Russia, in Ukraine with the Russians at the moment, it will be similar there, and it's really, really horrible. And the idea of the art therapist, this is 5 Croatian practitioner and therapists who invented this program, and they had idea to give it to the world, so the others can use it. It was really hard for us making this film. We were very happy for our protagonist because we believed in this program and we kind of felt it that it will end well for them. But it was also not for sure. We did really big risk our filmmakers with this, with following them for so many years. And the therapists at the moment are trying to make a center who would main goals would be promoting this program, educating other practitioners and therapists for this program, and destigmatizing trauma.
I'm also curious, just this is a side note, but there's a part at the end that explains that they started bringing men into the program. And I was, thinking about everything, especially this idea that these women were raped and they sometimes run into their rapists, in the society. And I was thinking, war does awful things, and I'm wondering if any of the rapists themselves came in for trauma, because usually trauma begets trauma. Was it the men who came into the program, were they perpetrators during, or was it a completely other side of the war?
They would never admit that they
Oh.
did it. Never. No. The rapists, no. They deny it all. And the men, there are women really don't speak about it. I mean, they don't get any help if they want to come out, and tell the truth. It is horrible, the process they have to go through. I mean, the legal process. And for men, I would say it's even worse because it's kind of a shame that that cannot. It's so hard to overcome. So the idea that 4 men actually stood up and said, yes, this happened to us also. We see how the girls did good for themselves. We want to help ourselves. That was a really big breakthrough. And I am so sorry they didn't have the opportunity. But I'm still kind of hoping it is just for now, because I really believe in this program and in this center, and they can't come to this and they all do that for themselves. They connect with themselves again, with their souls, and go through trauma. I mean, I am personally so proud that I was allowed to witness this thing, because it has also changed me a lot. It really, this film changed me to the better.
Thank you so much for making this movie, and I love to hear that you also grew from it. As a viewer, I grew from it, and I really hope your next project is just as interesting. And hopefully, we can have you in person here at the Brain Film Fest one day.
Yes, I would love to come, and I will come. And thank you so much for this interview. It was great. Thank you so much.